What's the hurry?
Wow! This is the Golden House? It looked impressive enough from the outside, but who would have guessed that it was even fancier on the inside? And this is where all of Teyvat's Mora is minted, right? In that case, maybe they won't notice if a few Mora go missing. Oh, so it's a trap! Tricky, tricky. Good thing Paimon's got you here. But even if we can't take any, we can still have a closer look, right? Or better yet, take a nap on top of a mountain of Mora. It's like a dream come true. Oh, right. It's quiet. Too quiet. Surely someone's gotta be guarding some... Huh? Look! What happened here? Uh-oh. Quick! We have to go make sure that the Exuvia is all right.
You've already fulfilled your task as guides, so why do you still linger here? Haven't you already seen enough
Huh? Who's there?
If you were Fatui, I imagine that you would be entitled to a generous reward from the Tsaritsa herself. But now, you're nothing but dross, and you're in my way. Where should I start? Well, I've never been one to beat around the bush, you know. But who could have possibly guessed that the god of Geo would mysteriously perish the very moment? If it weren't for that lovely little rite of parting ceremony you put together, it would have taken me a whole lot. Stopping the Mora mints, hiding away the Exuvia.
So you've been planning to take the Gnosis from inside the Exuvia?
As one of the 11 Fatui Harbingers, she will get that which she desires. I'm not asking for your... The time for discussion and diplomacy has already passed. I mean, if it were up to me, Either way, we now come... The battle.
Battle? So you're the type that goes looking for trouble, huh?
You could say that. When Signora offended the deities outside the cathedral in Mondstadt, she swiftly left the scene once her mission was accomplished. Instead of confronting you directly, she chose to rely on the snow and ice to make her escape. She wouldn't want the knights to come running towards the sound of battle now, would she? When she faces a worthy opponent, she will prioritize her mission, weigh the outcomes. But as for me, the greatest pleasure of being a harbinger
We won't let what happened in
Oh, so you... Besides, you could never Fighting talk, I love it! Now let's see you live up to it. This chance is hard to come by, so show me all you've got. So very few ever get the chance to square off with the Fatui Harbinger. So come now, amuse me, and don't you dare disappoint. So quick to flee. Cowering already?
I'll protect us. Let it rain.
Celestial
Bet you can't keep up
Voyager.
with me. Ugh!
Try this. Cool it. Run all you like. How unbecoming. A clear shot. Wide open.
Let the show begin. I'll race you there.
Celestial Voyager.
That's cheating.
So quick to flee.
Not so hard. I'll protect us.
How unbecoming.
Get him. Bet you can't keep up with me.
Run all you like.
No escape.
Cowering already?
Go, go, Baron Bunny.
A clear shot. So quick to flee.
Let's dance.
Celestial Voyager.
Let the show begin.
Cowering already? A clear shot. You're wide open. Dodge this. You've made some progress. Guess I should take you more seriously. Haha, good. No wonder Senora was so wary of you. Well, that just means I can go all out. Brace yourself. This is about to get tough. Now, show me what you can do against the might of a Harbinger. Something else catch your eye? Got you. Break!
Let the show begin.
hiding back there? All you do is run.
This moment will be frozen in time.
Right.
Let's dance. Gotta keep trying. Ink!
Raging tide! Gotcha. Dodge. No use hiding back there. Gotcha.
Hey! Let the show begin. Hey?
Freeze! Ha! Ha!
Ink!
Something else catch your eye? I'll
Go
crush
for
you.
Don't push your luck.
Cool it! You've got some skills. Right!
I'll protect us.
Raging tide!
Dodge this.
This! Right!
Let the show begin. Ink!
No use hiding back there! Gotcha! I'll crush you! All you do is run! No use hiding back there! Cool it! Not bad. Your swordsmanship is quite impressive. But that's about as far as you'll get. Didn't think you had that card hidden up your sleeve.
You were just playing us to get close to the Exuvia!
Oh, quiet down. Stop acting like some wide-eyed recruit. You've seen this world. You of all people should know. This should have been expected! Well then, I'll be taking more Axis Gnosis now! I see. Well, this is most unexpected. You beat me to it, didn't you?
This is going to cost you!
Barb?
You got to the Gnosis ahead of me, didn't you? Did you simply move faster? Or did you leak the information regarding the Golden House to me on purpose? No matter. Hand the Gnosis over, now! Don't make me take it from you!
We didn't take it! Let it rain!
Dodge this! Freeze! Don't get frostbite! Ha! Dodge this! Ha! 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 Cool it!
I'll protect us.
Cool it! Die here. What's the hurry?
I'll race you there.
Dodge this! Freeze!
Go, Barbara, go! No escape!
Cool it! What's the hurry? Dodge this!
Let's dance.
Cool it! This moment will be frozen in time. Die! Dodge this!
Some you win, and some you lose.
Look! Child's back to normal again.
Well then, it seems the burden of the foul legacy transformation was too great for my body. I lacked the opportunity to... And now that I consider the matter more carefully, you had no connection to the Gnosis, no matter where it had been taken.
That's what we've been trying to tell you.
Your show of ability today far surpasses that of Signora's initial assessment of you in Mondstadt. Tell me, how could that be? You already know the answer, don't you? But if that is a secret you wish to keep, this battle has already left me. Anyone who strives as I do to grow...
Pretty sure that's not the norm.
Unfortunately, given that the Gnosis wasn't taken by anyone, then we... In fact...
What? So you mean that...
Yes, it seems that the guardian deity of the capital of commerce is also... As such, we must...
Backup plan?
I had hoped it would never come to this, for the truth is, the world belongs... Unfortunately, we cannot be picky.
So what are you planning to do?
I will awaken the god that lies dormant beneath Guyon's stone forest.
A god?
Osile, overlord of the Vortex, who was defeated by Morax, the GR Archon in the Archon War, and who has remained... If such an ancient god would... Do you think the cunning Rex Lapis would just stand...
But the Archon War...
Simple. I've already prepared the means to awaken it.
Hey! Those are Oh, Paimon remembers now! The Fatui have been researching them!
Indeed. The one that was given to you was just a with the power of so many sigils of... Using the powers of ancient god, but knowing that such an action... Let's see. Will the nation that has lost its deity be swallowed up by an ancient malice once more? If you wish to drown together with the people of Liyue, you're free to stay and enjoy the show.
Huh? He's already gone! That guy is fast! What's going on? Exhausted. If we hadn't happened to see the Jade Chamber flying over just as we came out... Did we make it in time? Is the Overlord of the Vortex...
What are you doing here?
Huh? Hold on! It's the Adepti! What are you doing on the Jade Chamber? Paimon thought you were arguing with the Chising. Is the fighting over?
Faced with a calamity of such magnitude, we have agreed to put our differences aside for now and unite against this common enemy.
Just seeing this Overlord of the Vortex guy puts a pit in Paimon's tummy, even from all the way up.
It's not just you. We've got new Millilith recruits who can't even stand at attention without shaking. Which is why we must stop that monster before it gets...
So the Archon War was fought 2,000 years ago against... So will the power of the Chising, Millilith, and Adepti gathered here be enough?
We've already discussed this together, and our conclusion...
What? But all of you were supposed...
One certainly could.
Huh?
The Chising did once research the matter of the Guizhong Ballista when it piqued their fancy. And as fate would have it, for what could you mortals ever learn of Adepti mechanisms? Yet, it would take one, but a little tinkering to turn this ballista into an engine of war beyond your wildest thoughts.
I suppose this is one blessing from the Adepti that we should be thankful for. So be it. We shall use the upgraded Guizhong Ballista to fight off that god. All the Adepti here can lend their strength. We haven't a moment to spare. Our battle be- Yep.
The 3 Adepti are manning the Guizhong Ballista. Do not let the Fatui disturb their work!
All able Millilith, with me!
Let's go help too!
We Adepti have not faced a god in several millennia. Let one see what you're made of then. What strength remains within you? One wishes to witness.
Not breaking a sweat!
Don't be a killjoy! We've only just begun!
No slacking off! How can it my duty?
Freeze!
And
Let it rain!
Dodge this! Don't get frostbite! Freeze! That is Osial's divine power. I am very familiar with it. Be careful not to get hit. What's the hurry? The Fatui! Their attacks are unrelenting!
How daring. Snezhnai's diplomats will answer for this afterward. Every last one.
Were you about to say we can't hold them, children?
Huh?
Don't lose heart. Here, take this.
This is adeptal energy. That light from your body. It's like the time in Julian Cars. Wow, it's Madam Pig's shockwave. This granny's really strong.
This moment will be frozen.
not going anywhere!
Dodge this! Looks like cool it!
This should be fun.
Freeze! What's the hurry?
Let the show begin. With the blood of the Chilean, I guard you against evil. Cast your fear of injury by the wayside and fight with all your might. I too did this during the Archon War.
So this is what Ganyu's like in a fight!
My name means swiftness. Take my power and run as I do.
We're going too fast!
Child, you are strong in body and spirit. Perhaps you can withstand 3 forms of adeptal energy at once.
This will hurt a little. Please bear with us.
Once you've adapted, try to use them in battle.
Freeze!
Let me amuse myself a little.
Took a big frostbite.
You're not going anywhere!
Dodge this!
Freeze!
Exercise caution. I fear that the god's power has reached its peak. In other words, if we hold here, there's nothing worse to come, right?
Looks like I dodge this. What's the hurry?
This isn't good. Freeze! Yes. This is it.
Oh, so sorry. Cool it.
My work. Finished.
The more, the merrier. Look at me. Let me amuse myself a little.
This one will be frozen in time.
The Fatui's numbers are thinning!
Fight on, comrades! Once we finish this lot off, the Adepti will be able to deal with the god in peace!
The interlopers are no more. Now we may commit ourselves fully.
It's working! We just need to keep this up!
Be careful now.
The Guizhong Ballista is destroyed. Without its covering fire, retaliation shall be difficult.
But the Jade Chamber is our last line of defense. We can't give another inch, no matter what.
I have another idea.
What do you mean, Lady Ningguang?
I'll sacrifice the Jade Chamber.
What is the meaning of this?
I understand.
Traveler, lend me a hand. Farewell, old friend. Goodbye for now. Let us meet again in the future.
Is it finally over?
The ominous aura of that monster has indeed begun to fade. The effects of the Sigil of Permission last but a short time. It will be some time before the
We are indebted to you for your assistance. If the Adepti hadn't happened...
Save your flattery. We didn't just happen to be here. Surely you won't pretend to have forgotten the reason for which...
Come now. There's no need for such harsh words, Cloudred. I've heard that when Ningguang began learning to do business, she had already started setting aside part of her then limited income. At first, it was only the size of a small room, but with continued it is a testament to Ningguang's entire life, both as a businesswoman. Seeing the Jade Chamber destroyed in the defense of Liyue means much to her. To me,
Well, I was really hoping you would say that such sacrifice... Thank you all for hearing me out. We know very well why the Adepti came here.
Oh?
3,700 years. Even to this very day, Liyue and its lands have stood the test of time, immovable as stone. But that does not mean that the Liyue of today is the same city as it was all those years ago. Do not merely cast your protective gaze upon...
Are you questioning our means of protecting Liyue?
I mean no offense. I simply hope that our Adepti forebears would see Liyue...
Forebears, you say? One doubts you would be fit to be part of such a lineage.
This morning, Rex Lapis appeared to me in a dream.
What?
In the dream, I yearned to tell him that we Qixing, though mortal, are equally bound to the contract. Each passing generation of the Qixing leaves many... I also thought to tell him how the past generations of Qi... But I dared not speak. I could only gaze at him in silence until the moment I awoke.
Oh, Ningguang.
Yet another perspective. What are you trying to say, Outlander?
Right! That's something that happened in Mondstadt. It's a story about the Four Winds and the people of the Animal Archon. The Animal Archon sought to quell the strife between the two sides, because he believed that such conflict would only scar the hearts of both, and that nothing good would come of it.
Each of the 7 nations has its own scars from the past. Though your point is the very height of simplicity. As Adepti, we've become a laughingstock, to be chastised thus by an outlander who has lent us such succor.
All right, all right. Didn't Ningguang suggest that we should focus on the city and each of its citizens? I know I already have, so why not see for yourselves?
I apologize for appearing in full armor. I am afraid I cannot show the proper courtesies.
And who are you?
I am Feng Yan, a sergeant of the Millilith. I have come to extend my thanks to the Adepti. I thought this battle would perhaps be my last. But thanks to the aid of the Adepti, our forces were not as badly battered as I feared we might be. Although I am a mere mortal soldier, I promise to hold the line and never betray the grace given to us by the illuminated Adepti this day.
Huh? Why does everyone look so down? Didn't we just beat that big monster?
Weren't you frightened, dear? It was quite the predicament.
I wasn't afraid. All the strong Millilith guards were there, and those powerful heroes with their visions were there. Everyone was there. When danger is near, everyone always protects me. And the rest of the time, they make fun toys and tasty snacks and loads of things that make the harbor so pretty. Thanks for protecting Liyue Harbor. Please come visit us for the next lantern rite.
Unfortunately, we wouldn't be able to participate.
Huh?
Because we are Adepti.
Oh, okay. It must be hard being an Adeptus. Aww.
You see, this is what Liyue is like today. The country of contracts is grateful to the Adepti for their protection, but it is no longer necessary for the city to rely on the Adepti's power to solve every little niggling matter. Although their blood is weak, there is still strength to be found in those we call mortals. The time of contracts between gods and Liyue has long since passed. Now is the time of contracts between Liyue and its people.
Seeing the port around us now, it is hard not to feel a bit out of place. Wouldn't you say so, Cloud Retainer?
Your line of inquiry is askew. One did not spearhead this expedition to Liyue Harbor.
Seems like the Adepti have had a change of heart.
Let us return now.
Eager to leave, Conqueror of Demons.
Yes, one understands what the Conqueror of Demons means. One fears that by the time one finally grasps the new contracts of Liyue, you humans would have once again changed the place. Fair enough. Oh.
Since we Adepti have consensus, then one shall... But how will we ensure that the Liyue Qixing will not simply exploit their power once...
All right, Mooncarver, you needn't worry. It seems to me that this right of supervision...
Looks like the conflict between humans and Adepti was avoided. All's well that ends well, huh? Oh, right! It's nice that Child wanted to unleash the god so he could lure Rex Lapis out. But we were able to handle the Overlord of the Vortex. Oh, and speaking of that, don't we still need to get... Paimon doesn't get it. But isn't the strongest lead we have the Adepti-less rite of parting that we're organizing? No idea where Zhongli's gone. Let's ask for him at Wangshen Funeral Parlor.
stuff and go. Embarrassment.
Ad Astra Abyssal. Thank you for complete. Ad Astra.
What's the hurry? How fortunate.
Is there anything I can do for you two?
We've come to see Zhongli.
Unfortunately, Zhongli isn't here at the moment.
Doesn't the Northland... Last time we saw Zhongli, do you think he doesn't know about... We had better go and make...
You call this cooperation between Harbingers?
Don't take it to heart, child. Besides, aren't you happy that you got to Oh, it's...
Hey, it's Zhongli and Cha...
It's you two. I believe we've met once before. Ah, right. I imagine that it must have been rather hard to forget watching helplessly.
Well, if it isn't you two. This is our first time seeing each other since Liyue was nearly wiped.
Paimon knew that we should.
Oh, now don't say that. Besides, I thought we were getting along quite well together, didn't you? Nothing personal. We just have different views, that's all. The real deceivers here are Senora and Zhongli. Curse them for leading me on. So actually,
Stop wasting time, child. You remember the agreement, Morax. Now, if you would be so kind. The Gnosis, please.
What in the world are you talking?
The contract is fulfilled. That...
How sanctimonious.
What? No, wait! That's an exciting...
I do not give it for free. I give it as agreed upon in the contract. For it is a matter solely between the Tsaritsa and I.
Yeah, you don't think you went a little bit too far with that whole fake death thing? Everyone was preparing the ceremony for you and splat...
Gathering all the forces that had been bubbling behind the scenes, and then stirring...
Wait, what?
Perhaps it's best that as you know, I've dwelt upon this world for more than 6,000 years. It is not even boulders that can withstand whirlpools will erode with the passing of time. I kept convincing myself that cracks had not until one drizzly day. As I was strolling along the harbor, I heard a merchant. I stood motionless among the crowds, asking myself,
Oh, Zhongli.
But as I began to consider relinquishing my divine role, was Liyue the city I had dwelt, so I feigned my own death, and gathered the cast of Child, the Adepti, and the Liyue Qixing to play their roles together on the stage. That's right. Which is why I continue.
So you mean that if the chaos ever reached the point of no return, you would simply appear and use your divine powers to bring Liyue back under control?
Of course. Just as a child quickly matures after losing their parents, so has Liyue matured when faced with the...
In the end, the resolution to all that has transpired... Take the Adepti, for instance. Owing to their years of seclusion, they were the least informed. Yet when faced with a crisis, they commendably showed the... Credit is also due to Senora, the emissary dispatched by the Cryo-Archon to fulfill our contract. At my request, she kept everything she knew in strict confidence. This despite the eavesdropping ears of her colleague, Child. This meant I could remain as Zhongli, even having the chance to fulfill the age-old traditions of Liyue in this mortal form. All of these things turned out as I had planned. There is only one thing that I had not anticipated, and that was the conduct of the Liyue Qixing. I had expected them to do no more than the Adepti, to come to the defense of Liyue. But when all was said and done... They seize the opportunity to supplant...
Huh? That does...
On the contrary, I think it is excellent. I had always feared that it was too soon for them to take over from me.
Hey, what about me? Doesn't anyone feel the least bit of remorse for deceiving me? You've practically kept me in the dark!
I think that thanks would be more appropriate. You certainly played no small part in all of this, wreaking havoc and turning the city upside down. The Lord of Geo ought to... If you hadn't created the pressure of a battle between mortals, Adepti, and a god, the lump of coal resting in the hands of the Geo Archon, Liu...
Huh? Just whose side are you on, mocking me like that? Are you itching for a fight? Hey, haven't you learned the Liyue saying, don't always call it as you see it?
Well then, with the Gnosis in my possession, I have no use for such idle chatter. We should return to Zapoljarny Palace and seek an audience with Her Majesty, the Tsaritsa. Come.
Fine. I'll meet you there later. I'm not...
Do as you wish.
Now then, is there anything else you wish to ask me?
Right! As Zhongli always told us, a good...
Realistically speaking...
Huh?
However, I am the god of contracts. For thousands of years, I have made countless... My agreement with the Cryo Archon will be the last of my contracts as the Geo Archon. As for the bargaining chip that the Tsaritsa used to balance the scales... Uncover that answer for yourself in your future journeys.
Today's the day of the rite of parting. Although the star of the show is fake, we spent so much time trying to organize it, it would be a real shame not to go there now.
So oh, come. There's only one real Fatui. Shh. Lower.
You know that god?
Yes.
Say, do you think the person who assassinated our lord and released that evil god might...
Now that you mention it, that's very possible. I mean, it all fits together. That person must have colluded with the evil god to harm... Still, what's so...
forget it. Guessing's no...
Hear ye all! Though a dragon soars ageless as the mountains, it too must return to dust. Gods and Adepti live glorious lives, but both light and shadow have their season. So too must rumors and hearsay abound on the streets that having been thwarted in his trial, Rex Lapis's soul has recouped the celestial nor are they to believe street-born rumors or indulge in baseless speculation.
translation on what the Qixings announced. So that's how they're spinning it. Something feels off. Why would they suddenly... Could the Qixing already have... Did Zhongli tell them in secret after his gnosis changed hands? Exactly, right? Ooh, seems like... Look, it's Ningguang and Keqing.
As said previously, Rex Lapis's soul returning to the heavens is the
3,700 years of contracts burnt and reduced to ash.
We, the people of Liyue, were indeed prosperous, but blinded by our...
The long, unending dream of our Archon walking among us.
Now that we have awoken from our dream, will you stand with us as we re-establish our contract?
So concludes the words of Her Eminence the Tianquan. Does Her Eminence the Yuheng have anything to add?
Huh? Is she look...
Traveler.
Yikes! She really is looking our way!
Is that the traveler who they say defeated the ancient god?
So young.
The Liyue Qixing always repay their debts. And as you have heard, name your price.
Whoa.
Well, could you help me put up some missing person posters?
Perhaps.
Roping you in.
The cleanup of the...
Why, you... Were you just trying to look cool earlier, or are you really that... If you were looking for someone, you could have just told me... Why, you... Were you just trying to look cool earlier, or are you really that selfless? If you were looking for someone, you could have just told me that in private.
Hey, Zhongli! Look at this! Everyone in Liu... And here you are looking all relaxed!
Why would I not feel more at ease? After... Right. If the two of you can
Ha! That sounds like big talk, Zhongli. Paimon might have believed you if you were treating us to some third-round knockout, but you'd have to pay out your nose just to stand inside Xinyue Kiosk.
You're right. I do lack the Mora. As the Rex Lapis Morax, I can easily create Mora. But since I have chosen to walk this earth as the mortal Zhongli, I should abide by the same rules that mortals do. When I was journeying with you, though I still had the Gnosis in hand, I knew that I must soon retire from my role as an Archon, so I had to rehearse a little for my new life.
Oh, no wonder! Paimon gets it now. You didn't look at the price tags when we were spending because you've never had to. But since you weren't used to not being able to just make more Mora as and when you wanted to, you had to try becoming a parasite to society who lives off of other people's credit.
Well, we were only spending Fatui money. You don't have to say it like that. In the City of Commerce, we do not merely exchange. The Archon Morax could never experience life as the true mortal Jean. I will treasure the memories that I made as Zhongli. Traveling this... That is true. But there is no...
Paimon thinks that we should make a move and continue our...
I fear that continuing your journey may be difficult. The nation that neighbors Liyue by sea, Inazuma, is presently closed. The Electro-Archon Ball. And just as the people of Liyue preferred to call me...
Paimon thinks we've heard that one before.
That is the case. And since Raiden is also the Shogun of Inazuma, people call her the Raiden Shogun.
That said, though people at the wharf were saying that the situation in Inazuma is very tense, Paimon doesn't remember that always being the case. It wasn't that bad last year. Zhongli, since you're Rex Lapis, shouldn't you know something about what's happening there? Just how did Inazuma become a closed nation?
It's because of visions.
visions?
When faced with circumstances beyond their control, humans often but if a person shows this is what visions are. Magical foci.
Uh-huh. That's how people in Teyvat see it.
But starting from last year, the Raiden Shogun began promulgating the Vision Hunt Decree.
Vision Hunt Decree?
Yes. It was an order to seize all...
They want to seize visions. But why? Aren't visions blessed?
I should think that in the Raiden...
Whoa. That's harsh.
The Animo Archon is the god of freedom, and the Geo Archon is the god of contracts. For her part, the Raiden Shogun is the god of eternity. It seems as though the fact that even I, the oldest of the seven, have now passed away, will only strengthen her resolve to pursue eternity. Knowing her, she must have again quoted that adage she is most fond of when proclaiming that decree. 7 ideals for 7 gods. And of these, eternity is nearest unto the heavenly... All right then. Was there anything else you wished to... that was a good one. That said, the reason why the Chising were so eager to resolve the incident, I hinted as much to the... How did I accomplish that, you ask? All right then. Was there anything else you wished?
Yeah, about that. Before the Chising made their announcement, we listened to a lot of people...
These are indeed false accusations. But it remains undeniably true that Child did send people to the Jade I've heard that Ningguang is busy milking that for all it's worth on the... Those poor Snezhnayan diplomats. If it were not for Child's exalted position as a harbinger, I'm certain that they would have shifted all the blame to him and called for his dismissal by now. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know?
That's right. Zhongli, now that you don't... Since Morax is dead... Also, isn't the Golden House the only mint in the entire continent? Well...
The Mora present now will not vanish. But the Golden House will indeed have to cease operations for a lengthy period of time.
This is terrible! We're all about to...
Yes, this is indeed... Well, I suppose we'll just leave.
Then, did you at least set some private funds aside?
Oh, a private fund.
What's a shame?
It's a shame that I didn't think of it at the time. All right then. Was there anything else you wish to know? Well then, I suppose.
I choose? information at the...
I didn't know you were such a slacker.
children, come, come. You've arrived at just the right moment. I've been looking...
Oh, what is it, Granny? Need any help?
Oh, no. In fact, my old friends and I have been putting our heads together to think of what sort of gift we might give you in return.
A gift? For Paimon?
Oh, child, you are so very much. When you traversed my old teapot in search of the cleansing bell, I heard your little friend mention that simply won't do. Fortunately, I have not yet grown so old as to see my subspace creation abilities atrophy. Oh, did my friends never mention that to you? Well then, it is a blessing we old folks once received from Rex Lapis, part of our illumination, if you will. I will not go into too much detail, but subspace creation is the ability to create a small, autonomous pocket world. The teapot that you entered previously was a
So, in the eyes of an Adeptus, creating a magic teapot world is just...
Oh, indeed, the teapot is nothing to boast of. One such as myself must depart from this realm to create a world of one's own. Rex Lapis, on the... but that's enough nostalgia for now. The gift that I have prepared for you just requires a few final materials to add the finishing touch.
That's right!
Oh, settle down now, children. There's no need for you to go running hither and... What's more, well, for starters, I require some You would have to dig downward, following the roots of the glazed lilies. And but almost no one has been able to find even more difficult. In any case, Smaragdus... goodness knows if...
Well, since you're an Adeptus, Granny, the person you asked for help, they must be an Adeptus too.
Yes.
She counts? How come there are so many...
I'm back, Granny. Oh, I don't believe we've met.
Allow me to do the honors. This child, Yenfei,
Of course, who hasn't? Much has been written about you became one of Liyue's most before finally defeating an ancient god. A shame that we didn't meet. If we had, well, I can't allow me to introduce. Oh, yes, here's my business card. You'll find it has my contact details and office address. Keep it handy. If you have an urgent issue, just leave.
All right, Yenfei. You'll have to excuse Yenfei. She's always...
Paimon was gonna ask the same...
An Adeptus? I guess. Kinda. My old man said he was one. He mentioned that he once campaigned with Rex Lapis for a long old time. And then after that was all over, he went back and married my mom. They had me, and once I was all grown up, the two of them upped and left on a journey, leaving me with Granny here.
Well, that's a bit casual for an Adeptus. Aren't you guys supposed to sign solemn contracts to protect Liyue Harbor and all that stuff? What do you mean he just went back to get married?
my dad did. Anyway, let's not dwell on that too much. So, Granny, I've gotten a hold of most of the stuff you asked for, except for Smaragdus Jadeite. I couldn't find any at all.
Is that so? But Yenfei, are you sure you can't find some other way? They have helped Liyue greatly, after all. It is only right that they are duly rewarded.
I know, Granny, you've told me 1,000... Hold on a moment.
Whoa, that's a really thick book. What kind of things do you write in there?
Commercial consultancy. Or Crossel. A Snezhnayan merchant who once came to me with some legal queries on certain articles in the legal codices. If my memory serves, all of them. He mentioned that he was considering acquiring some Smaragdus Jadeite to make hairpins, and wanted to know if there were any legal ramifications that he should be aware of. Said he was planning to sell them in Snezhnaya. So, I guess I'll go look for him. With any luck, he'll have gotten his hands on some Smaragd. Oh, you want to join me?
Wow, an Adeptus imploring us to avoid incurring legal liability. Well, that's a first for sure. Best we be a little more careful than usual while we're with him.
Mr. Crossel.
Oh, good. Very good. All thanks to your advice, Miss Yanfei.
You're too kind. I was simply...
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, in the end, I did acquire a small piece of Smaragd. Miss Yanfei, might I presume that you have an interest in the hairpins?
Wait, isn't...
No, I'm not worried in the slightest, because I signed a contract with Miss Zhiqi. The contract makes it quite clear that if she loses or damages the item in question, in return, I included a clause that guarantees the Smaragdus Jadeite is genuine, with a penalty of 10 times the item's value payable by me to Miss Zhiqiao in the event that it...
Guaranteed genuine, with 10 times the value payable if this claim is shown to be false? Yes.
Of course. This way, both the client and I have the assurance we need. To ensure fairness, each of us has retained an...
In that case, might you know where Miss Zhiqiao lives? We'd like to pay her a visit.
Oh, of course. She wrote her...
Thanks a lot, Mr. Crossel. We'll be off now.
Bookhouse. Guess this is where we go to buy books in Liyue. Should we ask here if they have a...
Oh, whatever shall I do? Yes, that's me.
How do you do, Miss? My associates and I are very interested.
The hairpins. I don't know how it could have happened. I always kept them right by my side. I spent so much money on them. If I have to pay their original value... My family is in the ore business, too. But business has been suffering ever since the chasm was sealed up. We now have a backlog of paid-up. A big banquet is coming up, and that's what the hairpins were. But now that I've lost the hair...
Why does Paimon have a sudden strong sense of deja?
Would you really? I sent a commission to the Adventurers Guild, but I haven't heard anything...
Hold on. Don't run off looking for the hairpins just yet.
Huh? Well,
let me see.
That's right! Yanfei said she's a legal advisor, didn't she? True.
Right. I finished reading the contract. The terms are very clear, and they do indeed stipulate. Furthermore, the contract also expressly states that the amount of compensation must take current and given the rarity of Smaragdus jadeite, I fear that the final...
Even higher? Oh, no.
Uh-oh. Look...
However, all of this is assuming that it is indeed genuine Smaragd...
Did you really have to pause before saying that part? Anyway, the hairpins are lost, so how exactly would... Whichever way you look at it...
Except that if we found the hairpins, there'd no longer be any need to check whether the jadeite is genuine, would there?
Please. Please, however much it is, I will have to pay it. My family are merchants, after all. Now that it's come to this, I really shouldn't keep Crossel in the dark any longer.
Yes, legally speaking, it seems this is the most sensible course of action. So hold on a moment, Miss Chow.
What did I feel? Well, I remember that the gemstones set into the pins were... My family has seen much jade pass through its hands in the past, so I'm...
Smooth to the tongue. No, it's nothing. I just need to re-examine a few things.
Ah, Miss Yanfei, you...
About that.
You lost them?
I'm sorry.
Mora! I just don't... Forget it.
No problem. But before... It was in fact genuine
Of course!
All right, understood. I'll conduct...
Thank you very much.
Looks like I'll have to find...
Please wait, Miss Chow. I have something to discuss. It's not convenient to speak here, so let's find somewhere that we can sit and talk in more detail.